welcome to our channel. Obviously this year has been a really busy year for us, hasn't it? We've been out and about in the camper van. Hopefully you've all seen the videos that we've done this year.
Lots of them.
I cannot believe it's literally just been a year. I think we started our YouTube channel in March, I think, February, March.
But that was with a camper van build.
Yeah, started off with a camper van build. Absolutely fantastic. We've been all over in that camper van. I've been up to Scotland a few times, and then obviously our last trip was the Outer Hebrides. Obviously in between that we've had a few days out and weekends away and stuff like that. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
We've had some incidents.
Yeah, we've got a couple of
If you look
incidents on
back,
the
for
way.
instance, one of our first trips was to Kielder and we had a brake problem.
Yeah, this was the trip that almost didn't happen. As we were driving up to Kielder, we got the warning light for the brakes. Didn't have a clue what it was, but the brakes were working fine. I did pull over and have a quick check, see if I could see anything obvious. I couldn't, but because the brakes were still working, decided to carry on. And then we later found out, once we got up to our parking spot at Kielder, that what had actually happened was Bracken, who normally sits between us on the seats, had knocked his extendable lead, which is the big plastic bit, knocked that off the seat, and as it fell down it hit the switch on the handbrake. So because it knocked that switch off, the vehicle was thinking the handbrake was applied, was the actual problem. Obviously that just, all we had to do is reconnect that. Jobs are good.
So if you didn't see that, it's worth a watch. What about the paddleboard incident?
Yeah, decided to get a paddleboard during the year. Joined the craze. So we've got this paddleboard, took that out for the very first time on a river. Really struggled, obviously with my mobility, actually trying to get to stand up on the board was nigh on impossible. I could kneel on the board and paddle around that way, that was fine. But trying to stand up, I spent more time under the board than on the board.
And then the next day in hospital.
Yeah, hospital the following day. Still hasn't been pinpointed, but we're going to put it down to probably pollution in the river.
Yeah. Even though a lot of wild swimmers swim there every day, but obviously they weren't falling in with the mouths open as much as Andrew. So yes, and Bracken's just trying to chew the tripod there.
He's trying to get in the picture and he's actually just lying on the bottom.
Don't chew that! It's expensive. There's Lily off as well.
So yeah,
you may get
that was another incident with
but we've done a
paddleboard.
lot. We've done like the car shows, Campa Jam. That was an experience.
Yeah, Campa Jam. It was one of them things where it was absolutely fantastic to try. Unfortunately, it wasn't for us because of the distance. We had to sort of walk to try and get down everywhere and stuff. It was probably just a lot of naivety. I dare say I could have getting a ticket where we were a little bit closer to where we needed to be. No. But yeah, it was. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good. We did leave a day early simply for that reason. It was
naivety, like you say.
Yeah,
we didn't realise how far we would have to walk.
But if you're fitter, I highly recommend going to one of these Campa Jam festivals, whether it's that Campa Jam itself or whether it's any of the other festivals and stuff, because it is a good atmosphere. There's tons to do with these things and stuff. So yeah, highly recommend that one.
I do want to talk about the Bamburgh Castle drone incident.
Yeah, so obviously we try and include a little bit of drone footage when I'm out and about. Been flying the drones for ages, and I always, as the drone comes down, if I haven't got anywhere particular to land it, I'll just catch it as it comes down. But on this particular day, as it came down, I couldn't get my hand open because of the EMS, so I couldn't. This hand is fine, so I can lie my hand flat. This hand I can't, and I tried catching it with that hand. As it came down into my hand, one of the props caught my fingers, and then the whole thing just came bouncing across and cut my nose.
I'm sorry for laughing because I know you were struggling.
it's still tapping the
But
gear.
I just tend to see what happened. And as things happen in life, me and Andrew tend to just laugh about things and make the best of it. But it was funny, from my view.
Not from my view. No, that was funny.
It was funny.
And again, that was a great time that we had up there, Bamborough, and then up to St Albs.
The same one with Bamborough. We did a video about bad access for disabled people.
Well, it wasn't just disabled people. It's
I think there was a bit
people
of
with
bleeping
bigger.
going on.
Yeah. I mean, it turns out I think these height barriers that was along the wind, and it had apparently been there for ages. Obviously, last time we were there, I can't remember them being there. So obviously, I was a little bit miffed as we drove up to them, and there were a 2.1 metre height barrier. Our van with the top box on is 2.3, so we couldn't access them. Although, as we drove further along, we did find additional parking. Access to the beach wasn't quite as easy, but we did manage to get down there for a little while.
The dogs are having a
But
play.
again, I mean, anybody who's been to Bamborough and up that coastline, it's just stunning all the time.
I want to talk a little bit about the star of the show. One of the stars of the show, because it's all the dogs, it's not me and him, is Bracken. And Bracken had he had a dog show. He went to a dog show.
Come
Come
here.
on, no.
Come here.
He did an agility course.
Yeah, he is.
There he is.
Yes,
He
the
did
boy.
an agility course. He went to the groomers. That was funny.
You got that box. You got that box.
What else did he
You got
do?
that box.
Oh, he got a delivery
He did.
of
He did.
a vest from a lovely person who
Get down.
who watches the channel, and I think it was a she.
Yeah, so you go buying buoyancy aid.
Yeah,
And he's loved that. It helped.
it helped a lot.
Learn him how to swim.
It
And
helped
to be
a lot.
fair, it's obviously down the coast and stuff like that, depending on different currents and things like that. It was actually a little bit more relaxing to have that on him, knowing that obviously he's not the
He was
strongest
safe.
of swimmers.
Yeah, when he was learning.
And it was really good, and it built up his what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence, yeah.
Yeah.
So, when we're down the beach. Oh, hang on. We've
He's
just got
another
another
one.
visitor. It's old Daisy Doo. Hello, Daisy Doo. And there's old Bracken.
Yeah, Lily's asleep and so's looking. I do also want to talk about the lovely meals Andrew cooked in the van. They were amazing. They were amazing. And you did an episode with your friend about childhood memories and that. We had a giggle at that.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So first of all, the cooking, obviously in Big Orange.
No, Big Red.
Little Orange, the big black pan. Sorry, I keep baffling
He's
Alison.
lost brain cells, so understand that.
Yeah, so obviously the cooking in the van and stuff like that. It's actually harder for me to cook at home because when I'm in the van, I get to sit while I'm cooking. Makes it a little bit easier. And obviously everything is directly at hand. And obviously cooking in the van, you just do very simple stuff.
But you give some people ideas, that was good.
And anybody that watched from the start, you'll have seen that our normal pan, we definitely needed to get a bigger pan because our normal pan, we just couldn't get all the food in that needed to be in, especially the one, if anybody saw it where I done a white sauce pasta dish with spinach. Obviously tipped a bag of spinach in that was about this big into the pan, knowing that it would wilt down, but obviously it still needs to fit in the pan to start with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
So
a
we
little
had some
bit.
laughs in there. But I've got to talk about our main massive trip that we did to the Outer Hebrides, unexpectedly, because I got on the ferry.
Yeah, so Alison's never been a fan of ferries or boats or anything like that.
I haven't been on in 30 years. Over 30 years.
The last time she was on, obviously she just didn't feel well, seasickness and everything, so we'd avoided them at all costs. And then just last year,
Oh,
the
that's
camera
the dog.
keeps getting knocked because old Bracken keeps wandering
Bracken's
backwards
tail.
and forwards playing
Yeah.
with the other dogs.
Ow.
So yeah, Alison has never been a fan of ferries and getting on the boats and stuff because obviously suffers from seasickness and vertigo and everything else. But there was one day I was just at work and I got a text message saying that
I've been thinking.
if we're going to the Isle of Skye, why don't we go get a ferry to the Isle of Mull? obviously Alison hasn't got a clue geographical wise, so she didn't have a clue that Isle of Skye's there and the Isle of Mull's here. So yeah, we could have sort of done that, so from home up to Skye, Mull, and then back over that way. We could have maybe done that, but I thought, hang on a minute, if she's up for getting a ferry, I'm going to see how far this can take us. So what we ended up doing was going up to the top end of Scotland, going across onto the Outer Hebrides and getting ferries down and then back across.
Lewis, Harris, Berneray, all over, and absolutely loved it. If you haven't seen it, check it out, because the scenery, it's my favourite place in the world. The beaches, the colour of the water.
It was almost
beautiful.
a 2-day trip for us. Sorry, a 2-week trip for us.
I was going to say 2 days. No.
We done a total of, I think, 1,360 miles that trip, and every bit of that driving was easy.
Yeah.
So absolutely fantastic. If you haven't been, definitely go. Check out our videos before you go.
And all the lovely people we met on the way, travelling through Scotland, travelling through the Hebrides.
That hasn't just been at the Outer Hebrides.
Nah,
the amount of people that we've met, and I'll come to one in a second, but right from the very start of us doing our channel and sort of just getting the camper van and being out and about, we're meeting different people, and having really nice conversations with people and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a few people that's recognised us from the channel, who's came over to speak to us, which again is fantastic. And it was just the other day we would
come back from the hospital.
Yeah, so we've been to the hospital. I've been speaking with one of the surgeons. Fingers crossed I'm getting surgery about February time. But we were driving back and we were coming through Newcastle, and there was very roadworks where the lane had filtered into one lane. And as we were sort of travelling down the lane side by side, yeah, our Lily wants to be out.
Yeah.
As we were driving side by side down the thing, there was a van pulled up next to us, tooting the horn. And as we turned round, he was sure the passenger was leaning across the driver with his mobile phone.
Yeah, I was looking at him.
And it was showing our intro to our videos, our little slideshow intro. And he's doing that and waving and everything. So that was really nice, and it was really funny.
That
just
was
would
so
happen
funny.
just
We
out
laughed
of the
all
blue.
day, didn't we?
Yeah, but that was really nice.
Yeah, and the workmen.
Yeah, it's been great.
The other thing I want to talk about is Halloween.
Oi.
There's Bracken there wants to go out. This is us with the dogs. This is our life.
Yeah, so one in, one out, one in,
out.
one out.
I'm back. Right, so yeah, I want to talk about Halloween. What can I say about Halloween? It was probably controversial in a few ways, but all I can say is there was no crackle candles, and it was all true.
Yeah. We thoroughly
That's enough
enjoyed that.
said.
It was just something
Enough
a little
said.
bit different.
We enjoyed the intro bit, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a good laugh.
And the other one, that's Bracken's
Bracken
bum.
again.
The other one I want to talk about, the one you did more recently, was just going to Marston with
Sophia.
because she needed to learn the camera, because Andrew used to teach it as well. Maybe you should do some of that in the future. And you had a really good day, but you rated some food that you had there.
Yeah, I did rate some food.
Yeah.
Expensive sandwich, but by the end of the sandwich, I sort of got it.
It was worth it. And I know you got some beautiful drone shots.
Yeah,
on there,
that was nice.
which you're going to aim for more of in the future, because it just looks like a different land, doesn't it, when you do it from there. But I hope you have all enjoyed what we've done this year, and I hope we've inspired somebody to go on a road trip.
Yeah, definitely.
Do it while you can.
If you haven't done it, do it. Especially the Outer Hebrides and all of Scotland. It's a completely different way up in Scotland.
And everybody's, we've never had negativity
so
at
relaxing.
all.
So relaxing.
It was all very positive.
Just stick with a bit of a camper van code and sort of, be respectful of where you're parking and things like that. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic and highly recommended to anybody. Stick with us, because next year, 2025, there's going to be some big changes in the beginning of the year.
Big changes.
We're still obviously carrying on with the channel, but it's going to be big changes to the channel and stuff like that. So stick around and watch us. Yeah, watch us. And thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed. joined us on the channel and left us comments. Really enjoy reading through the comments and replying. So yeah, keep it all up, and
Merry Christmas!
yep, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody wherever you are. Till the next time. See you soon.
Bye!